Danzig is an American heavy metal band, formed in 1987 in Lodi, New Jersey. The band is the musical outlet for singer-songwriter Glenn Danzig, preceded by the horror punk bands the Misfits and Samhain. They play in a bluesy doom-driven heavy metal style influenced by the early sound of Black Sabbath. History, beginnings. On July 14, 1986, Samhain performed at the Ritz in New York in what was to be their final show. In attendance was Rick Rubin, who was scouting for potential bands to sign to his record label, Def American. Rubin at first wished only to sign Danzig, with the intent of making him the vocalist for a hard rock supergroup that Rubin envisioned. However, Danzig refused to sign to Rubin's label without Samhain's bassist Aria. In 1987, he added John Christ on guitar and Chuck Biscuits on drums. To reflect the change in musical direction and avoid having to start anew after future lineup changes, Glenn, on Rubin's advice, changed the name of Samhain to his surname, Danzig. Classic original lineup era. In 1988, the band released its first album on Def American. In 1990, Danzig released its second album, Danzig 2, Lucifuge. By 1992, Rubin's involvement with the band had waned. Danzig himself took credit for co-producing the third album, Danzig 3, How the Gods Kill. The following year the band released the Thrall, Demons Wet Live EP, which contained several live tracks from the band's 1992 Halloween show as well as 3 new studio tracks. The live version of Mother, a song from the first album, became popular on hard rock radio stations. A new version of the Mother music video was created using live footage, and the video became a hit on MTV as well. On October 4, 1994, Danzig 4 was released. The album sold well, but did not contain a hit on par with the Mother single. The album's second single, Can't Speak, was also a staple in MTV's rotation, but unlike Mother failed to appear on the Billboard Hot 100. Can't Speak is the band's only single other than Mother to chart on Billboard. Amid accusations of unpaid royalties and broken promises, Danzig's relationship with Rubin deteriorated, and the band left the record label. Around this time, the band's lineup began to dissolve as well. First, Chuck Biscuits left the band in the summer of 1994 due to royalty disagreements. According to a special issue of Kerrang! Former Nirvana drummer Dave Grohl turned down an approach by the band. Biscuits was replaced by Joey Castillo, who made his first public appearance as a member of Danzig at an in-store signing the day of the fourth album's release. Coincidentally, Castillo would later replace Grohl in Queens of the Stone Age. Though the band had toured successfully with its new drummer during the fall and winter of 1994-95, by the spring of 1995 Danzig was actively seeking a new guitarist, with Pepper Keenan and Des Kadener considered possible replacements. John Christ and Aria resigned on July 5, 1995. Post-original lineup era. In October 1996, Danzig 5, Blocacia Devil was released. The album was mostly a solo effort by Danzig, although Jerry Cantrell of Alice in Chains played lead guitar on 3 of the album's tracks. Joey Castillo played drums, the sole member still in the band from the 4P tour. Castillo would record on 2 more Danzig albums, making him the longest-standing member outside of the original lineup. For the next few years, Danzig was tied up in a legal battle with Rubin over the rights to unreleased material the band recorded for American Recordings. In November 1999, Danzig's 666 Satan's Child was released. A long-planned Samhain box set was also released, followed by a Samhain reunion tour. Samhain opened for Danzig for 6 weeks during the tour and consisted of Steve Singh and London May switching between bass and drums. Later years. By 2000, Danzig's lineup had stabilized with the addition of guitarist Todd Youth and bassist Howie Pyro, both veterans of the New York City punk scene. In 2002, this lineup released the album Danzig 777, I Luciferi. In 2004, Danzig released their 8th studio album, Circle of Snakes, with the lineup featuring Tommy Victor of Prong on guitar, who had toured as a member of Danzig years earlier. Soon after the album's release, Danzig undertook the Blackest of the Black tour across the United States, replacing Circle of Snakes drummer Bevan Davis with Johnny Kelly. Recent activity: throughout 2006, Glenn Danzig stated in several interviews that he had grown tired of the touring cycle, and did not expect to partake in any more large-scale tours. Instead, Danzig would go on small, localized tours, such as the 10 West Coast dates they played for the 2006 Blackest of the Black tour. This tour debuted Kenny Hickey as the band's new guitarist, while the East Coast dates saw the addition of former Samhain member, Steve Singh on bass. In October 2006, Glenn Danzig released Black Aria 2, the follow-up to his solo classical album, Black Aria. Black Aria was re-released by Evil Eve in May 2007. He spent the rest of the year completing the production and packaging of The Lost Tracks of Danzig, a double CD containing 26 unreleased songs that span the entire Danzig catalog, which was released on July 10, 2007. Danzig has also stated that he plans to record a dark blues album with either Jerry Cantrell or Hank Williams III. In August 2008, Glenn Danzig announced that Danzig would do a 20th anniversary tour, celebrating the release of their self-titled debut album. This was the band's first full U.S. tour in 3 years, which also included stops in Canada and Mexico. Also asked in August 2008 if the 9th Danzig album was planned, Glenn Danzig replied, on December 26, 2009, Danzig performed at the Starland Ballroom in New Jersey. The show was notable for featuring a special appearance by Mike Graves who, along with Doyle and Dr. Chud, performed several songs by the reformed version of the Misfits. On March 10, 2010, a Danzig lyric book was released, titled Hidden Lyrics of the Left Hand. The book contains unreleased song lyrics combined with illustrations by Simon Psley. Danzig released Death Red Subaroth, their 9th studio album, on June 22, 2010. It is the band's first proper studio album in 6 years, since 2004's Circle of Snakes. Both Tommy Victor and Johnny Kelly appeared on the record. In 2009, movie director Todd Phillips chose Danzig's song 13 to open his film The Hangover. Danzig later recorded a new song, Black Hell, to appear in the 2011 sequel, The Hangover, Part 2. In January 2011, Danzig were announced for the 2011 Download Festival at Donington Park, England, alongside bands including Rob Zombie, Alice Cooper, and System of a Down. On the first day of the festival, Danzig headlined the Pepsi Max stage. On June 12, 2011, Danzig played at the Nova Rock Festival. On October 25, 2011, a greatest hits album entitled The Essential Danzig was to be released through Sony BMG. However, as of December 2011, this has yet to happen, nor have details of the release been given. October 2011 also saw a rare string of reunion shows called the Danzig Legacy Tour. The shows consisted of a Danzig mini-set, followed by a Samhain mini-set, a set of Danzig and Doyle performing Misfits songs, and then ending with 3 Danzig songs and the performance of Skulls. In May 2012, Danzig released the song Devil's Angels, the theme from the 1967 film of the same name, from his as yet untitled covers album, I've wanted to record this song since 1979 and this is exactly the same arrangement I had for it back then, so it pretty much sounds like that late 70s style of mine. I'm really happy with the way it turned out, it actually came out much better than I had hoped it would. We're going to be playing it live on these upcoming shows in April 2013. Glenn Danzig told Full Metal Jackie that he would begin work on new Danzig material with Tommy Victor and Johnny Kelly after the 25th anniversary tour. In February 2014, the band began recording 3 new songs for their 10th studio album. Members: Current, Glenn Danzig lead vocals, rhythm guitar, keyboards, songwriter, Tommy Victor lead guitar, Johnny Kelly drums, percussion, Steve Singh bass guitar, backing vocals, discography. Danzig 2, Lucifuge Danzig 3, How the Gods Kill, Danzig 4, Danzig 5, Blocacia Devil, Danzig 666 Satan's Child, Danzig 777, I Luciferi, Circle of Snakes, Death Red Subaroth, References. External links, official website, Danzig discography at Music Brains.